Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Oh gosh, look at the enthusiasm in this room. It's amazing. Anyway, will you drive? Yes. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Mission moment. Anybody have some bucket fills? None? Whoop.
I want a bucket fill, Becca. I'm super excited for your book club. I may or may not have read, but I'm hoping that you can give us the cliff notes while we're there. So I'm still going to go. And they have a huge stack upstairs. If you need to pick one up, they can just charge your account.
And then the secret sauces, and I didn't bring mine down, is get them coil bound. Then they stay open flat. Yes, sir. The question was, can we charge Becca's account for the book? You may try. Good luck with that. Yes, sir.
Angie for giving out reminders for Lee Stern and Molly for helping me figure out some classes.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? I'm going to give one quick bucket fill for our speaker, Brad Bjelke, today. He's playing hurt, injured his knee a while back, and so if he limps around, don't blame him. He's not faking. Anyway, let's move forward. Last week's closings. All right, if you had a closing, please stand up so that we can give you something unhealthy. I see somebody in the back there. Get Tristan back there. Come on, is your name on the board? I'm going to move this too and fix this. All right. All right, this is awesome. It's fun to fill up the board here and do that. Whoops. Will you click in the slide? All right, and some birthdays. Look and see, don't see Riley here, but Riley Condor, Kim Lehmuller, Cameron Hyatt, Amber Sorensen, and Nancy Wilson. Wow. Amber, your birthday's on tax day? Wow, no one will forget your birthday. It's awesome. If I remember, I'll come sing to you. That's unforgettable, is all I'm going to say. ALC members, any announcements you'd like to make today? Seeing none, we'll keep moving. Red Day. We have the Habitat for Humanity. I know that there's a link to donate for Habitat for Humanity, and then we'll be doing some other projects on Red Day itself. That's the 12th of May, if I recall. So make sure that we're involved in doing that. Jasmine, I don't see her here today. All right. And then Talina is out sick, has a sick child, and that's why she's not doing this, because she's way more fun than I am. But she, if you haven't reached out to her, please do so. For the activity. It's not about getting people to the activity. It's about contacting people. I know it's crazy. Contact people. This is a contact sport. Do not be a secret agent. All right. Book club. Becca, you want to come talk about it? Yay, cheer.
Okay, yes, come if you haven't read it yet, because I have a paper with worksheet and like questions, and like it's a thought out book club. It's not just going to be chatting. And we might go till 1. You can leave at 12:30, but we'll kind of play it by ear on how much discussion we have. But yeah, super excited. We're talking about Shift all month long, has all the pages of what we're reading. We're just the book Shift. I mean, fair. It could be the same thing. But yeah, so come. It's in the small training room right after this.
And yes, just for you, Colby, Shift happens. Okay, and it does. Guys, if you're not paying any attention to some of the smart people, the market is shifting. It's not shifting dramatically yet, but I promise you a recession will be here. I don't think it's going to change the prices of housing because demand is still off the charts. It's what is going to affect, though, is buyers' ability to purchase. And that's it, because interest rates are now where 5 point what? 5.1, 5.1 plus. I think 5.15 is what I saw this morning. I heard something cute, completely political, and so I'm not trying to be political, but it was just a particular blog. It's an economic blog that I see. Guy refers to it as Bidenflation. Go figure. All right, moving forward. Amber, you want to make a comment about this? Come on up. Are you going to do it?
Okay, so solo club is it next week or no, 2 weeks from now, 12:30 to 1:30. We're going to be talking about adding value as a solo agent to your buyer and seller processes. Be there or be uncool. Those are the rules.
If you're on a team and you just happen to say, I want to just check these guys out, I imagine you'd let them come, right? Wow. Okay, Amber will let you come. Sherry will not. I'm going with Team Amber on this one. All right. Moving forward. Again, April team meetings that are coming up. Just want to give you the quick heads up. Next week, market stats, certainly worth coming to. So please do come join with us on the 19th. There will be a shift panel in 2 weeks. Shift. Okay, just want to make sure we say it correctly. And then MREA panel. Mike with Silverback Home Warranty will be one of our speakers on the 3rd of May. So please do come and participate. Tech Thursday, you want to share something about that? Alex? Alex said no, she had to think about it.
Well, you don't have to only come to Tech Thursday if you have questions. You can also call or text me throughout the week. So we've had a couple of people just a little confused about that. So
wait, so you're available at other times?
yes.
Wow, okay.
Shocking, I know.
So guys, if you have questions about technology, you don't have to hold them till Thursday. Do call or text Alex directly, okay?
And also, Dean, sorry, I just saw a text. If you have a Red Day shirt, wear it to team meeting next week.
Wear red or be square. All right, very good. And then there's transaction Tuesdays and Thursdays, not just for members of the high performance team, but it's for anyone that really wants to figure out some of the ins and outs of command as well, and going through checklists and all of that. So if you just wanted to clean up your game a little bit, please do come. All right. And then classes this week, we have monthly update, mortgage update with Mike Brown. That's today, 12:30 to 1:30. It'll be in here. And then CE class. Okay, how does vesting and ownership affect your transaction? So real advantage to some CE training, 2 to 3 today. And then in 2 days, understanding land development with Alpine Homes. Just a quick blurb about Alpine Homes. They are not one of our preferred vendors. However, they are offering CE, so we're bringing them in. For your information, if you have a bead on land that someone might be able to develop at any stage of that, if you introduce Alpine Homes and they end up buying that land, they will make you the listing agent of that subdivision. Oh, I saw some heads pop up. That's good. If you find land and you introduce it to Alpine Homes, if they buy that land and they decide to build on that, so guess what? That's next year's or maybe a year and a half out, right? Because they're going to develop it, but they'll make you the listing agent of that subdivision. So worth looking at. All right. And Joan, are you on?
I am.
All right. Do this. I need you to unshare. Hit escape first. And Joan, we're going to give you the screen in just a second. It's the green button. Click green. And click the drop down next to the green button. And then, yep, go ahead. Well, no, do multiple. Jan, go ahead and try and share and see if we can see your screen. Just, no, don't. Hit escape right now. Or hit the red. We're not seeing your screen, but Jan, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about KW New Homes.
Okay, so you can't see my sharing, huh?
Not yet. Hang on a second. Let's see if we can figure it out. You're talking to some Zoom newbies here.
It's okay, I get it.
I got it.
Can you guys hear me okay, though?
We hear you great. And we see your face. So go ahead and share your screen.
Okay, let me give that a try again. It says you are screen sharing, so let me stop it and give it another try here. Yeah, my screen share just isn't, I don't know, it's not showing up anymore. Okay, well, that being said, anyway, hello, everyone. I am Joan Kilton. I am the one of the regional territory leaders for you guys, as well as 12 other states. Robin Smith is my partner in that. She couldn't be with us today. And so what we wanted to talk to you about was to be sure that you really had a good idea and some understanding about what is taking place with new homes right now. And so Gary realized, especially in our inventory situation, that it made sense to get way more agents involved in selling new homes and working with builders and developers as well. So what you just mentioned about that Alpine Homes, this information could be very helpful for people. So that being said, what Gary did was Keller Williams, we are now partnered with a company called Legacy International. And Legacy International has been working for decades with companies, training agents, and partnering with builders and developers, and being able to get salespeople not only on site, but teaching you how to work with those builders and developers. So the mission is to put more qualified agents out into the marketplace all over the world. And so by aligning with Legacy International, we are going to be able to expand our knowledge right throughout all of the Keller Williams world. I happen to start in new homes, so for me it was second nature, and I've been speaking with more and more agents that maybe they're not taking people to new homes because they don't really realize what needs to be done. And then there's also agents that have been around for a long time that utilize the new homes by bringing their clients to the sales offices and getting them under contract, but they've never worked with the builder developer and the land situation, such as that Alpine's Homes. So that being said, we have some training that's put together. So Legacy International has put 2 courses together. One course is called the BDRE. That's the Builder Developer Realtor Education Program. That is to give you the nuts and bolts to make you feel confident to be able to go out and take your client to that new home site. Now, what's really important, even for your experienced agents, you've been working with new homes for years, you sell plenty of them on a regular basis, you still need to take that class if you're going to choose to move forward with our certification class. So right now, the Builder Developer Realtor Education class is online, so you can take it at your own leisure. It's 2 classes that are 3 hours each. So it's a total of 6 hours, and the on-demand fee is $199, but you can take it at your leisure. The next piece that's really important is the Builder Developer Realtor Certification. What that is, it's a real deep dive, a boot camp class that's 2 days. It's about 8 hours for each class. And when you walk away from that class, you are going to have a certification and be accredited in the new homes education world as a specialist in the industry. So that class is going to be live here in Las Vegas. We'd love for you guys to, come out and join us. It's going to be this upcoming May 5th and 6th. We have secured a group rate for the La Quinta Hotel that is literally walking distance from our market center. Now, since that's going to be live in person, we will also, there will be lunch, there will be cocktail hours, and the price on that is $750. But again, you will be walking away with some huge value. And here's what's really important. So I've been in the business for 28 years. I've been with Keller Williams since 2010, and we all know how important culture is. So what I can tell you is from working with the executives at Legacy International since December, the culture is there. And that's why Gary partnered with them, and actually why they partnered with Gary, because they had been looking for an opportunity like this for a few years. And until they met with Gary and realized that everything was aligned, they had not found the right company. So what I feel is really important for you also to know is that with taking these courses, we don't go away. We are here, Robin and myself, as your territory managers. So as you come across a situation that you need help with, you reach out to us. If we don't have the means to help you, we reach out to Legacy, and they have been fantastic at supporting everybody that we've been helping, whether you're coming to us with a 40 home subdivision or you're just working with new homes. So the support's really important. There is an opportunity for support, coaching, subscriptions. We are going to have monthly masterminds, Q&As. So guys, it's not just taking the one class and we go away. We are going to be here to walk the walk with you and make sure that we are taking great care of you and that you feel really excited about being able to represent Keller Williams New Homes. Does anybody have any questions that maybe I can answer for you? I hope this was helpful.
Are there any questions, Joan? I have one quick question. That is, what's the limit of bodies that you guys can take in your market center?
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you for asking that. We are limited, you guys, to 60 people for the May 5th and 6th event. So, if what you could do is email me and we can send you the link with all the information. My email is just like my name. It's Joan, Joan, Kilton, Kilton, @kw.com. Just send us an email. Let us know that you are in the team meeting today and that you'd like additional information, and we'll go ahead and send you the link with the email. If you have additional questions and you're not sure even if this is for you, feel free to reach out to me with your email and ask if we could do a Zoom or a phone call, and I will be very happy to get that on my schedule and have some conversation with you.
Joan, thank you so much. If you'll send out all that information to Shoni, we'll make sure we get that distributed among the market center.
Okay, I'll be happy to get that information to Shoni.
All right. Thank you so much, Joan.
Thank you very much. Hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy your meeting.
All right. And listings. Escape again. All right. Stan Larimer. Let's keep moving. Peter Morkel team. Whoop, 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 whoop. Wow.
You have never seen such a beautiful duplex. The owners are Josh and Janessa Barrett. This is like the 80th time I've mentioned it. But we officially staged it properly, got professional done. Oh my gosh, this mic is terrible. Is it just me? It's okay.
I think it's
my
user error.
We don't have any offers yet. Some people are waiting for the open house this weekend. You'll be able to see both units. This one's vacant, but it's in awesome shape, 575, and we are offering a $50,000 foundation reinforcement credit. The foundation is old, and so it came up a couple times in off-market inspections, and we're just going to fix it. So you'll get pretty much an awesome shape foundation, and the house has been repiped, new furnace, new AC, it's in great shape.
Thank you so much. Okay. Becky Boss, Angie Fisher. Oh, right here.
Thank you. It's just a really cute home out in Saratoga Springs. They just had it professionally cleaned. It's only 2.5 years old. The thing is spotless. 3-bed, 2-bath, unfinished basement. $599. No. You have to pay extra for that. It's not.
Good luck moving that thing. Good luck moving that thing. All right, keep moving. Okay, Jackie. Nope, keep moving. Cody Thorpe. Susie. Daniel Merrill, he's in the back.
This is just a beautiful little duplex or big duplex. It's about 5,200 square feet in Holiday. The owners have run it as a short-term vacation rental. It's legal through Holiday City, one of two legal short-term rentals. The one side grosses about $7,200 a month. It's been owner occupied on the other side. So it's coming fully furnished, ready to rock and roll on the larger side. We've got a couple of offers. We're off tonight. Offers highest and best.
Very good, thank you. Daniel, got another one, it looks like. Is this the same thing?
No, it's the
Nope,
same
different one. Same one, all right. And Sid Lamone. Nope. All right, any wants or needs in particular? And then those of you who do have wants or needs, also want to remind you, please use the Slack channel as well. Go ahead.
I'm just talking about a listing coming up tomorrow. It's going live. It's a condo in Salt Lake City listed at 500,000. It's right next to Vivint Arena. It's in the heart of downtown. It will be 2 bedrooms and 1.5 baths. It's super modern. It's awesome. Has a rooftop like deck and loft area. So 2-story windows. It's really cool.
Okay, that's Jake Bowers if you're looking for that $500,000 listing.
Okay, I've got one also coming live tomorrow morning, and it is, if you're looking for a hobby farm, this is a perfect property out in Eagle Mountain, 7/10 of an acre, 4,400 square foot house. It is zoned for animals, so you can have 2 horses or 2 cows or something like that, as many chickens as you want. It's a nice property, so it'll be 42.5.
Okay, that's Amber Burke. And so you said as many chickens as you want so you can raise eggs. Okay, 1 million chickens. Okay, Dan.
I've got a couple listings. One is a townhome in Orem, just right. It backs up to Center Street in Orem, right north of Mountain View High School. It's 2,300 square feet, brand new carpet and paint. It's $439. And then a single family home that just went live in Santaquin a few minutes ago. It's 1,200 square feet. It's got a 2-car detached garage, decent little starter home in Santaquin, $365. 3 beds, 1 bathroom.
I need a main level condo for under 350 with walkout to green space and 3-bedroom, 2-bath in like Eagle Mountain, Lehigh-ish area.
Okay, Graydon.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention my coming soon. Tomorrow, we'll go on the market in Vineyard. It's about a 3-year-old flagship build, 3,000 square feet in the Windsor neighborhood, if those who are familiar with Vineyard. But we're going to be priced around 600, 3 finished floors.
All right, very good. Thank you all. Let's move on next. Okay, I've got a couple of things here I want to talk about. Ironically, these are things that Curtis Bullock put up back in August of last year. Let's see if any of them apply today. Just some of the challenges that he'd seen coming across his desk: consistency in responding to offers, counter offer if you're not in agreement with anything on the REPC. I know this, it drives me crazy when I see people accept the REPC and they counter offer an addendum, or vice versa. They'll accept the addendum because it's an FHA addendum, but there's another addendum they want to counter. And so you'll see some inconsistencies. Be consistent. The package comes all in one deal. Counter offer everything, address the issues that you don't want to look at. Thou shalt not represent 2 buyers on the same property. I've had a few of those come up in the last week or so, and so it still applies. Conflicting conditions, okay? Due diligence deadline, and then they waive due diligence. You can't have a due diligence deadline if you waive due diligence in part 8.1 of the REPC. So please be consistent there and don't have any conflicts. Waiving due diligence condition and then have buyer due diligence checklist and waiver and disclosure documents. And anyway, let's just be consistent. And if you'll click on it, thank you. Non-refundable earnest money at acceptance. It should be held in the trust account, but guys, I am warning you, stop it. If you're representing a buyer, do not do non-refundable earnest money at contract. Give yourself 1 or 2 days for due diligence. Do something to protect your buyers. There's too much of it going on. If you're on the list side, don't encourage it. I have seen offers come in that way. We had one buyer wanted to cancel 2 days later, but there was $10,000 of non-refundable earnest money. Good luck collecting that. So just make sure that it gets deposited in a trust account, and it should be in a brokerage trust account again, so that it can be released according to the REPC. If it's at title, you're in trouble because it takes both parties to do it. Stop the jargon. There is no such thing as earnest money goes hard. There's no legal meaning to that. We know what it means when we're talking back and forth. Please use the words non-refundable. Don't rush, waiving money, due diligence and all that. Don't get caught up in the moment. Sometimes your buyers are like, I'll buy this house no matter what, until they don't want to buy it no matter what. Okay, so be careful on that one. Making sure you have a listing agreement. Brad might be able to address this one. Making sure you have a listing agreement before you upload it to the MLS. Who'd have thunk? Okay, I have seen some of that. Part of the listing agreement is the input form, the MLS input form. Thou shalt have one of those too. There's nothing like getting to the end of the transaction and you go, oh, where's your listing input form? Oh, I just input it on the MLS. You can't list it on the MLS without the seller's permission. I know it's crazy. We have a lot of forms. Please use the forms, use the clauses that have been, authorized by UAR. Really want you to use those. Dates, TBD. Yeah, no. I have sometimes put TBD for money, that how much we're going to be borrowing, how much we're going to be putting down, because that is truly to be determined between a buyer and their lender, but not for dates. Buyer not being truthful in their offer. If you have a cash offer, great. If there's a loan involved, if it's a hard money loan, or if you have a property to sell, thou shalt not lie. There's a thought. Listing agent stating that there are multiple offers when there are not. Code of ethics issues. Contract loopholes. Cash or loan, IRA loan. Be careful of calling it a cash offer again. If you're taking out a loan against your IRA or your 401k, you have a loan. It's not a cash offer. All right. And then, can a seller agent disclose terms of offers and competing offers? That depends on the seller's instructions to their agent. So yeah, sometimes they can, because I've seen some of those as well out there. All right. Just for fun, I thought you should see that. I know all of you read the division newsletter. Yes. I would make sure there's some kind of form in writing. If even it's an email authorization saying, yeah, you're fine to disclose that. I would want something in writing. You could add an addendum to your ERS saying that seller authorizes a listing agent to disclose offers to those who are inquiring. Something it's really simple. Yeah, Daniel. Yeah, if you have other offers, yes. If you don't lie. No, you have to disclose that there are other offers, because you'd have to say there are multiple offers, meaning I have an offer on the table. Yeah, Amber. Oh, okay. So if the seller says, I don't want you to disclose if there are any other offers, you could say my seller's not authorizing me to say anything about that. But make sure that you have something in writing saying the seller does not authorize that. You know that. So be careful with that. All right. You may not act for more than one party in a transaction without the informed written consent. There's this wonderful form. It's called the Limited Agency Disclosure and Consent Form. That's on the MLS. However, in this brokerage, dual agency is not authorized anyway. So don't do it. Use that form if you're selling, if you're representing a buyer and you're selling a KW Westfield listing, you have to use that. That's required by the law. But this is just a fun one. Now they built it out. it's now grounds for disciplinary action if you do dual agency and you don't disclose. It's a real challenge. Yes, Dennis. When you say the seller needs to know what? Yeah. So the question was, there's an unrepresented buyer comes to buy your listing. The buyer signs the unrepresented buyer on the rep sheet where we confirm agency disclosure. It would say buyer is unrepresented in that document. So you don't, the seller has been notified. But the seller will know because you're going to tell your listing, you're going to tell your seller this buyer is not represented. And it's also confirmed in the paper, in the documentation. Because section 5 of the rep sheet talks about who represents whom. Right? So that's in there. Great questions. So again, just a reminder, please do not represent a buyer on your listings. Any questions on that? Come talk to me individually. I'd be happy to visit with you one-on-one. There are times when it makes some sense where you've walked a buyer all the way down the aisle and they've been looking, then they fall in love with your listing. I even have a path for you there to get out of representing the buyer on that one. So please be careful on that one. All right, and then a couple of things you just want to know again from the newsletter. This just came out. They've approved filing a proposed rule amendment that would extend the period of completing your CE. So your license expired. You're no longer a licensee because you allowed your license to expire. Instead of 6 months, they've gone up, instead of 1 year, it's now up to 2 years to renew your license. So if you really want to push the envelope, go ahead, but it's there. And they're also looking at proposed rule amendment provides for designation of an acting principal broker in the event of my demise. So if I become a hood ornament on a Mack truck because I'm riding my bike home and I'm crossing one of those dangerous streets in Pleasant Grove, just saying. If something were to happen to me and I leave this planet, how does that affect you? So they're working on that piece of it. Clay's in the back. Clay is my backup. And we've already had this discussion. What happens if I do become a hood ornament on a Mack truck, heart attack, or whatever it is, because I am old. If I leave this planet, don't want to leave. It's easier to talk about death, Amber, right now than later. All right. But if something were to happen, what right now, the way the law is written, all of your licenses are immediately inactive. That's the way it's written right now. So we have to have a backup plan. And so the division is looking at doing something like that. So I just want to let you know that they're thinking about it. They're thinking about us poor brokers because we had a couple of principal brokers die in the last year. Yeah. Now we're going to get on the same plane. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. So yeah, Clay does have to approve that. So Intraland, Mike, are you here? Intraland, are you in the house? All right, come on up. Mike can't make it.
His flight got canceled in California magically. So here I had to come up for this, and we're putting on a mortgage update after this class at 12:30. And after this, we'll have lunch, Chick-fil-A that Eden ordered for you guys. Real quick, as Dean mentioned, rates are the highest I've ever seen them. I've been in the business since 08. And so yeah, you're looking at mid fives to low fives. I even see some quotes at 5.7 for conventionals. FHAs are going to be lower. Well, having said that, what you want to do, if you have any outstanding pre-approvals, get them relooked at by your lender because their payment's gone up probably about $400 or $500 in the past month and a half. So go get that done. Also, taxes are due next Monday, right? I think Friday. So get those done or file your extensions. Also, if anyone you know gets a tax refund, we can use that as a down payment. So that's good to know. Also, I have a bunch of self-employed clients filing their taxes right now because we need this year, the 2021s in to qualify them. So put that on your radar if you have any self-employed clients as well. So
we appreciate Intraland and all that. So really quickly, just want to introduce Brad Bjelke from the MLS. Brad is the CEO of utahrealestate.com. He's a recovering attorney, and No, he's amazing. Went to Boston College, I believe, right? And Brad has been with the MLS now, is it 6 years? Almost 7 years. On the 18th of May, I just happen to know that. But 18th of May, he joined us 7 years ago. I'll fix that in a sec. And so I want to turn the time over to Brad. He has a quick presentation talking about where the market's going. We'll talk about technology, and then we'll open it up for some questions afterward. But a fountain of knowledge, well known across the country, and came to us from CRMLS, California Regional Multiple Listing Service. They the largest right now?
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, turn it over to Brad Bjelke. Let's give him a hand.
All right. Okay, if you switch that on, Dean, I'll be able to, I'll get it. I have to use a mouse because my battery was gone. Let's start. I didn't bring Chick-fil-A for lunch, but let me give away some MLS dues. Anybody want a free month of MLS service? Okay. All right. Let's answer this question. What percentage of homes in the United States are valued at $1 million or more now? Does anyone want to guess? You think 35% of all homes are $1 million or more? Who said that? Who said 8? 8.3%. I'll give you a month of dues. So give your name to Dean afterwards. This gentleman right here. So 8.3% of the homes, 1 in 12 homes are now valued at more than $1 million. That's covering the entire United States from West Virginia to Cleveland, where homes never go up. That was a joke. But it's an amazing thing that's happening right now, right? The market is ridiculously hot. Intralend just said 5% interest rates. Will that cool it down? I'm not 100% sure. But things are changing. How many MLSs, for another set of dues, how many MLSs do you think there are in the United States of America right now? I want to guess. 120, 175, 600, 250, 700, 348. Nobody's hit that 100 level yet. I'll give it to you if you get it. Not 100. Who said the 500? All right, 522 MLSs are left in the United States right now. Okay, so you get a month of dues. Last question. Of those 522, how many do you think serve 90% of the realtors in the United States? What number? So of the 1.6 million realtors in the United States, there's 522 MLSs. What percentage of those, or how many of those 520 MLSs service 90% of the agents in the country? 18 MLSs serve 90% of the country. The other ones are completely irrelevant. So if you belong to the Park City MLS or the Washington County MLS or the Iron County MLS, stop paying them, because they're irrelevant in the grand scheme of things, right? They do not have the data, they do not have the technology, they do not have the ability to service their members. They exist because of legacy, politics, and geography. 18 to 19 MLSs service 90% of the 1.6 million realtors in the country, and we're one of those MLSs at Utah Real Estate. So we deal with crazy politics of why won't this person join us? Why won't they put their listings in? Just remember, if you don't have all the listings there and you don't have all the CMAs to service your clients are coming from all over the places you're going to see, right? So they don't care if you're a agent in Washington County. They want to know what all the sales have been, right? If they're coming from California or Arizona or Washington, DC, they need to know what's going on in the market. If you're an agent and you don't know that, it puts you at a disadvantage. And then guess where they go? Zillow, homes.com, other websites to try to find the information, right? So I always say, make sure the agents, you have all the information you need, because you're the last line of defense before some of these big tech companies taking over our industry, right? All right, so let's see if this will work. It's not working on, it's working on here, but can you guys see it up there? It's not coming up, Dean. Too big. I can't get it to, can you, let me try one more time. Okay, let's see if you can see this. Can you see change? Okay. Okay, good. All right. So I want to say in this kind of don't be afraid to think big. I'm going to try to talk a little bit about technology. I'm not going to be able to cover everything, but right now we're in a time where people are trying to think big, right? Technology companies are thinking big, data is big, right? And we're at a place now where there's a lot of information in real estate and there's a lot of misinformation in real estate, right? So I like to always kind of use this quote, right? The trouble with quotes on the internet is that you don't know where they come from. And it's Abraham Lincoln, who obviously didn't know anything about the internet. And we have a lot of resistance to change, right? We have people who don't want things to change, right? We want everything to stay the same. We don't want the wheel, right? Because the wheel's not a good invention, right? That's not where we want to be in real estate either. We've got to embrace what the consumer wants. And when you talk about thinking big, these are some of the cool things that were put out at CES this year. So we've got a set of headphones that are not headphones. They actually just send you a wave to your head. So when you're working out, it will look like this with nothing in your ears, right? And you can actually order this product right now. So it's actually sending a wave to the bone by your ear. If I'm next to you and you're listening to your music loud, I would barely hear a whisper, right? Because it facially recognizes where you're moving with a camera so that you can work out on a cycle and not put anything in your ear. Maybe it's waterproof, maybe it's not waterproof. You don't have to worry anymore. Okay. It's going the wrong way. This is like the most goofy thing I've ever seen. How long is this? Let me see if I can do this over here. This is better. All right, L'Oreal, brand new coloring device, right? For the ladies or men that go color their hair, you can now do it at home. There's 200 colors that fit in there, so it'll get right down to your roots. You can color your hair from home now. What is this going to do to the beauty industry? It's going to make it probably a lot cheaper to get your hair colored. This actually is already on the market and released. Samsung, if you have their two highest end TVs right now, they release this Eco remote. This remote takes the waves from your Wi-Fi router and charges it. So there's no battery. I mean, think about it, right? I'm using Wi-Fi waves to charge a device. Now that's a low powered device, right? Nothing is lower powered probably that we use regularly than a remote control, but this is the future, right? If you can harness energy for things moving around your house and charge devices, think about your phone walking around, it's just charging in your house, right? So an Eco remote using waves from Wi-Fi, no more batteries. BMW introduced their new e-ink car, right? This car, you can change the color of the car at any moment, right? So I want to drive a red car to work. I want to drive a white car home. You push a button on the inside, changes the color of the outside of your car, okay? Why do I show this? Because what we deal with sometimes in the MLS is people get upset because we move a button. People get upset because we change a label from taxes to estimated taxes. And people get upset when we have people dreaming big, right, about ways to change things. So I want you to just keep in mind that we've got to think big. We've got to get out in front of the consumer. The last one I'm leaving you with is Milo. This is now for the Intralend guy. This is mortgage-backed cryptocurrency loans, right? No need to show what you have. If you have a job, you don't need a job. You don't need to show income verification. If you have enough crypto, this company will loan you, give you the money to purchase a home, okay? So everybody's being super creative right now, right? Everybody's being creative. There's a lot of money in real estate, billions of dollars invested every year. What's going on in our market? What do we have to do as a large MLS? Just think about this. On our website, we sent out 15.1 listing alerts last year, 15.1 million listing alerts to agents, right? That's how many of you are that active wanting to know what's changing every hour, every minute. 496,000 favorited properties by our agents, right? We had 30 million website visits. That's a lot for our little website in Utah. 30 million people came to visit it. That's more than realtor.com, okay? So we are blowing out other websites in our market. And that's all due to your inventory, all your listings, all those leads go back to you. Unique visitors, right? We're up to almost 8 million. So 8 million unique people come to Utah Real Estate every year. And so you count as one unique, no matter how many times you hit our website, you're one. So 8 million people are visiting Utah Real Estate. What are housing prices looking like here? Utah, 27% increase in property value. That's insane. I mean, it's insane. Arizona barely ahead of us. And who comes to our website? All right, number one outside of Utah, obviously, is Californians, right? Californians and Virginia, really, Virginia is Washington, D.C. So people in Washington, D.C. are looking at moving to Utah. People in California are looking to move to Utah. Then we have Colorado, Idaho, and Washington rounding out the top 5. Okay, so people are coming here, they want to move here. Even with the 27% increases in housing prices, they still want to come here. And so real estate is growing big. Technology is moving super fast. And sometimes real estate moves slow. And we have all these new policies. You've probably heard about some of them, right? You can't advertise your services as free anymore. Hopefully you never did that. Nobody should be working for free. Right? But you do see sometimes my services are free. Well, they're not free. They're maybe coming from someone else or a referral or something, but you can't advertise as free unless truly you take $0 for doing a transaction. So if you actually don't make anything, even a transaction like $100 transaction fee or something, you can say it's free. Other than that, you cannot. We've already done this a long time ago, but listings, it cannot be filtered by commission anymore. The Department of Justice has come in and said, a lot of agents around the country are doing some bad things for consumers, and all they care about is double ending a transaction. And so if the commission being offered by another agent is not what they like, then they're not going to show those properties to their clients. Okay. And so believe it or not, we're now banned from allowing you to filter by commissions. You can no longer do it. And you can ask questions at any time, but these are things happening with the Department of Justice, looking at the real estate industry. They're heavily involved right now, looking at under a microscope at everything that's happening on a transaction. So what Dean said earlier about representing, be careful, don't represent 2 buyers, follow all the rules, use the forms, follow the rules, talk to your broker, because there have been multiple subpoenas served in the state of Utah on brokerages and agents who are getting caught up in doing some dirty things with clients. All right, additional brokerage attribution, not a big deal. Display of limited sold information. You'll hear a little bit about this. Sold price is still not required to be shown in the state of Utah, right? We are a non-disclosure state. There's 10 states that are in this mold. However, if we were not a non-disclosure state, all sold prices have to be visible on IDX, VAL, public websites, okay? But what you'll see now is dates of sale will be there. So dates of sale will be there, and basic assessor information will likely be shown on sold for listings that have been sold in the state of Utah, just not the price, okay? Offers of compensation, we now have to show that on utahrealestate.com. So if you haven't seen it, if you look at a listing detail, it'll say at the bottom, the offer of compensation is whatever it is. It's now publicly displayed. Brokers can show it on their websites. That has happened across the entire country. I don't think it's going to make a big difference. I say don't fear it. It's just information that they probably should know about anyways. And in the appraisal industry, how many of you know about the big changes in the appraisal industry? Anybody in here appraiser? Good, because I don't think appraisers are going to be around that much longer. So Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have basically said that they are now out of beta, and they are going to allow a non-in-person appraisal of property going forward. Okay, and how do appraisals work? You all know, right? You schedule an appointment, you visit the property, you take some photos, you get the data, then they research the area, they do some comps, make some value adjustments, and then make their final conclusion, right? But a desktop appraisal, which is now allowed in this as of March of this year, can now basically utilize MLS data. And here's the key: there needs to be a floor plan and photos. If there's a floor plan with dimensions of the house, Freddie and Fannie can now use the desktop appraisal to value that property, never sending anyone out to the property. This is only in place for loans that are, I think it's starting at 60-40 right now. Then it's going to move to 80-20, 90-10, and it'll eventually be pretty much every lender in the country is going to probably start to adapt these things once it gets some power behind it. Now, who's powering this? CoreLogic, huge billion-dollar company, right? Has tons of data all across the country. They're powering that with the lenders and the underwriters to make this happen. We all know what? There's going to be massive errors They know they're going to save so much money getting rid of the appraisal process that they're willing to take those errors, right? That's technology. We know there's so much error that's going to happen, but we're willing to take that on, make the loan based on what that technology spits out in the report. Amber. They will not. It has to be a, so now guess what? Tons of companies are popping up to do what, do you think? Easy floor plans. Go on your phone. Cubicasa is one. You can download the floor plan app. You can go into a house, do a floor plan rendering for free. You can put that, they charge you something to like fix it on their end, and then you can actually upload it into the MLS as a photo. Guaranteed in the next year or two, we'll be partnering with some company that will help make this easier on all of you, because guess what? We have to stay ahead of what's happening. If we don't have the floor plans in there, it makes your job harder as agents. Yep. They don't care. I know. I don't know what they're going to be able to do, right? Send someone out, pay something extra. We have seen a huge reduction in the number of appraisers across the United States, not just in Utah. The number of appraisers that belong to MLSs has dropped dramatically. If you don't know, it's very hard to become an appraiser. There's the licensing restrictions and the some of the things that are required by different state licensing boards have made it very difficult to become an appraiser. This is why probably this is a master plan to change the appraisal game. Okay, so this is where we're going. If you want to learn more about it, you should check it out, because it is already happening, and it will just get bigger over the next couple of years. All right, MLS, the next level. So I know your brokerage uses different types of forms, but we introduced a forms product with digital signature inside the MLS a couple months ago. That is free for all of our members as part of your dues. All you have to do is log in. You can upload a form. It doesn't have to even be a real estate form. It can be any form. Utilize it, digitally sign it, route it, do whatever you need. We are trying to help make the transaction a little more painless, and also to make everybody a little more professional, right? There was a time 5 years ago where we probably still saw about 30% of transactions were being done on PDF with wet signatures. I think that number has fallen dramatically. Almost all brokerages, almost all agents are using some form of digital signature. We wanted to provide our members with a tool to make them look good for their clients, because even if one of us looks bad, we all look bad, right? That's how we. All right. Can you hear me? All right, fully integrated MLS experience. Where are we going? Amazon Web Services and some other companies have really cool tools now where we can push every photo inside the MLS through a sort of an artificial intelligence mechanism. When it pushes through, we're able to do things like, hey, there's a sign in the yard, or there's a person in the photo, right? And we're able to flag that, notify our members quicker. That's the easy part of it. The cool part is, right now, millions and millions of photos are being loaded through there every single day by MLSs, associations, realtors, people that upload things on Google. And what's happening is they're creating AI to identify things in the photo. So down to the granular level of, this is a Wolf stove or a Sub-Zero fridge, or white quartz countertops. It's learning quickly what's in there. And so what you're probably going to see, it's not going to be overnight. We actually ran thousands of photos through it this week. Is where would this help on listing input? If you put your photos in, could we help you by saying, hey, by the way, it looks like you have a Sub-Zero fridge. It looks like you have asphalt shingle roofs. It looks like you have a basketball court in the basement, where you'd be able to say yes, 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 and that would pre-fill and help you out on listing input. Okay, so lots of cool things. The other cool thing is if someone's searching, to be able to search by AI. Hey, I want a Sub-Zero fridge. And instead of having to fill out a little field, it would actually just search the photos. And so you just type Sub-Zero fridge, all the tags would come back and show those listings that match those criteria. So look for photo-based tagging and searching is sort of the future of real estate searching coming out in the next couple of years. Our organization is part of a larger partnership. We own 20% of a company called MLS Align that is made up of 6 MLSs across the country. Beaches MLS, which is 42,000 members in South Florida, Arizona Regional MLS, Utah Real Estate, Silicon Valley, which is MLS Listings, our MLS, which services most of Oregon, and Metro MLS in Milwaukee, sort of servicing most of Wisconsin. We've got together and said, can we create technology together to help our members, right? Can we do more together than we could apart? This is the whole world of, if you see consolidation in industries happens in MLSs too, where we're looking at what can we do better together, bring our resources. And when I talk about resources, it's not just money, it's programmers, QA people, product people to get together to build. And so what we're going to be having probably in June of this year, we will replace the showing time product in the MLS with our own, basically MLS aligned own product. So our MLS, our members will now own the showings product that we offer. Because right now, showing time was bought by Zillow, right? And that's what caused a lot of this in the industry is we don't want to, we wouldn't do a deal with Keller Williams and patronize Keller Williams with our member fees, right? It's a competing brokerage. We want to make sure we're as neutral as possible. And once Zillow became a broker in all 50 states and also bought showing time, we don't want to be part of that. We want to have something on our own. So we've created something new. It is almost done. It is very close to being done, but it is very easy to use. It is in a beautiful appointment center. Things that showing time has not even thought about. We will have very easy to utilize. It'll be calendar based. You can do team based, so you can add as many people as you want to the showing section, right? You can add, if you have a 12-person team, you can have all 12 people have to approve a showing or not approve the showing. It'll be text message based, in-app notification based, super integrated with our MLSs directly. It'll look a lot nicer than showing time, and it will be our own device. So it'll also do very cool routing where you can drag and drop and move up and down based on if your appointments are confirmed or not. So very cool stuff coming in the MLS. It's very easy to set up. The setup feature is like one box. And I think it's going to be fantastic. The other part of it is a full messaging service. So you can message back and forth with the listing agent and the buyer's agent and actually accept your appointments directly through the messaging app. If you have questions about a property, you can quickly notify them and it'll pop up within the app. So we're very excited about that. We have a lot of stuff coming in the MLS. So watch out this year. There's a lot of really cool stuff coming into the MLS. Hopefully you get a chance to look at SkySlope and the showings product. I'm sure we'll be out here teaching it. And I always like to end on a quote, a real quote, right? Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. We're really good. We have a lot of good stuff, but we're really moving forward. Dean's on our board of directors. So Dean is your broker is part of everything that we do there. And it is a fantastic person and a good visionary. And what you're going to see in the next couple of years is going to be pretty amazing. So thanks for having me. Hopefully I was on time. I did it finished right before 12. And if Chick-fil-A's here, I'm not nearly as fun as that. So any questions? Any questions?
I'd like to thank Brad for coming out. You want to tell us just really quick, tell us the story briefly without getting into the weeds. How in the heck did we come up with the showing product?
So we were thinking about building it collectively. We were talked about, okay, we're going to pull all our resources together. We started to come up with the basic engineering plans for it. And then when Zillow bought showing time, we said we should probably accelerate this. And so I remember back in 2015 or 2016, I was in New York City for Inman, the Inman conference, and I met a young kid in the lobby who had a very cool messaging platform. And he had a minor component of showings with it. And I said, they tried to give it away for free. And I said, don't give any product away for free, because that means you'll never be able to make any money and you'll go out of business. What did he do? He went out of business in like 2017. And I found him in Portugal and we started entering conversations with him. And we said, hey, can we buy your software code? It'll help give us a 6-month head start on what we were planning to build. And so we were able to 6 MLSs come together, purchase the technology, and that's the platform that we're using for our new showings product. So pretty awesome stuff. We wouldn't have been able to do that unless we were working with 5 other large MLSs together.
And it was top secret. It was
top
pretty
secret.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you could imagine that one of these large organizations come in and they can buy them for, just pennies on the dollar for several $1 million. And they would just throw away the code and we would still be stuck with having to start from zero. So it's been fun. Guys, any hard questions for Brad? You have a shot. Wow, none. All right. Then go sell something. Anyway, thank you for being here
Thank
today.
you.